Talking Marywood women's basketball here on the John Mendola Show. Tara Macciocco, the head coach, with us. And Tara, let's talk about how this season has gone for your team.
Well, I knew coming into the season it was going to be a sort of a rebuilding year. We have 7 freshmen, 5 returners. So it took a little bit of time to kind of get us to gel and learn a new system. And also us changing the system of how we're playing. We're playing a lot faster than we have in the past. So I guess I'm pleasantly surprised at how some things have gone in terms of our offensive production. A little disappointed on the defensive end of the floor, but I guess that's going to take a little bit more time with some kids learning difference of style of play in the college game. So it's gone well. We still we've fought and battled to get a home playoff game, so that's a positive thing coming out with such a young group, and we're looking forward to rolling into that on Monday.
Let's go back to November, that opening weekend, that cross-county challenge, and playing there, and what you learned about your team. You go from November to December to January. Here we are in February. Take us through that progression.
That first weekend, I think, really was kind of us trying to feel out who we were going to put on the floor and what combinations were going to work for us, and really trying to give everybody a chance to go out and prove themselves, because again, with such a young group, you don't have much time with them to kind of figure out who your 5 are going to be. And I think some of the freshmen stepped up in that first weekend and showed us some things they could do. And as the year has gone by, every game somebody else steps up and really, I think everybody has gotten progressively better, working skill-wise and things like that, and buying into playing a little bit more and more defense every game. But from that first weekend, I think we are light years ahead of where we were playing back in November. We're playing a lot faster, shooting a lot more threes, having a lot more fun on the offensive end of the floor, moving the ball faster. So we're definitely a different team from November, and I hope we just haven't peaked yet, and I hope we continue to improve on that over the next week and a half or 2 weeks.
It never stops, the coaching end of it, the players end of it. Let's talk about recruiting-wise. You said you're playing a little faster, so at some point, you're thinking about, okay, who's going to be my next class? Who's going to be the class after that? So constant thought process with that, watching film, breaking stuff down. Take us through your mindset as to some of the next Marywood players that are going to hit the floor next year.
Well, I think that one of the biggest positions that we're lacking right now is a true point guard, and that's something that we're focusing in on with recruiting. We have a lot of people that are playing out of position, handling the ball for us. They're doing a great job, but not natural is not their natural position. So that's something we're focusing on. And then we have some outstanding guards that can really get up the floor and shoot the basketball. So if we find that pass first type point guard, I think that will help us. And then also a little bit more size. We're very undersized, but we're leading the league in rebounding, and we've out-rebounded most of our opponents game in and game out. So we work really hard at it. But I think having a back to the basket center will help take a little bit of pressure off of Tasha. So that's the other position that we're honing in on. And then I think trying to bring in a couple more numbers too. If we're going to play this fast, we want to make sure we have a little bit bigger of a roster than 12 for next year. So.
You know about scoring, something that you were pretty good at. Let's talk about one of your players this year eclipsing that 1,000-point mark.
That was an unbelievable experience that we were able to get Gabby that 1,000 points at home. We knew we had one home game left, and she was 29 away. I didn't know coming into it we would actually get her the 29. And as the game started going on, everybody started getting more and more excited, and we knew it was very doable going into the fourth quarter. And I think it was really a great moment for everybody on the team. Everybody was so genuinely excited for her and happy for her, and doing everything they could to help her eclipse that milestone at home in front of the crowd. And it was a great moment for her. She deserves it. She's put in so much time that in the off season, preseason, she is constantly in the gym, both the weight room gym and the gym shooting, and she really does a terrific job working on her game, and she deserves it.
Playoffs are here. We're just days away. Let's talk about what it's going to take and who those other 3 teams are in your conference and what that's going to look like.
Well, it's going to take from us, all 12 people coming together and making sure we're all on the same page communication-wise, really buying into playing a lot more sound defense, fundamental defense, and making sure that, again, every player is focused in on that. I think in terms of conference-wise, it's the same type of teams that we've always been battling with. Cabrini is a terrific defensive team. Gwinnett and Newman both very tough to guard. But I do think it's anybody's game. I think if we come out and we shoot the ball well, we tend to play a little bit better defense when we're shooting it well. And if we get out and we start making some shots, I think we could be pretty dangerous too.
We talked about this in the past, but growing up in Dunmore, coaching basically in your backyard at the college level, what's the experience like year after year? Getting a little older, but looks like you're still having a lot of fun.
I do, and I think this group was particularly fun. I think because the youth they brought in, the energy they brought in, and the fact that we're playing a lot faster, that makes it a little bit more fun. But being able to be here, I get to look up in the stands every game and see my grandparents at the games, and my dad when he doesn't have a game, my mom's at every game, my niece and nephews are running around. They're ball girls and ball boys for us, and I think that's a special thing that you get to experience with your family. And then also having my dad that was a coach too, and I'm only 450 wins away or so from his record, but I think that's not something everybody gets to experience. Doing something you love and doing it while you're right here in your backyard.
Well, we wish you the best. Congratulations on a nice season, and hope that playoff thing could work out for you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Natasha Hessling joining us from the Marywood women's basketball program. And Natasha, what's been your experience here for the Lady Pacers?
It's been a really good experience. We've been winning a lot in the past 3 years, which is really exciting. Coach Mack is great. All my teammates have been great. The teams have been great, and it's great coming into like a positive program and to be able to do so well. It's been good.
What do you add to this team, you think? Coach says, hey, this is what Natasha we expect of you every night, or is it off the court stuff? What do you think that your flavor is with this team?
I think Coach expects me to go in and rebound a lot and work hard underneath to battle the big girls. I think that's like the main thing.
Let's talk about some other players on your team this year that are hitting the court. Take us through that starting lineup.
Starting lineup, well, there's Gab. She just scored her 1,000th point, which is awesome. She's always taking the ball, running, doing what she can. She takes control on the floor and leads the team. Erica, she came in as a freshman. She hits the threes in crucial situations, and she's added a lot to this team. We've had a bunch of lineup changes, but whoever's been asked to come in has done their job.
Let's talk about Rachel and Nick, your brother and sister, and what they're up to.
Rachel, she's in middle school now. She's great. She's in chorus, and she's joining track this year, and she really looks up to me. She comes to all my games, and she cheers me on. She was a cheerleader for me in high school even. So Nick, he finished college. He's working now. He's doing really well, too.
Well, you're doing really well in the classroom, and you enjoy science and math.
Yeah.
So let's talk about graduate school next for you.
Yeah, I am going to apply to grad school next. I want to get my master's degree in biotechnology.
Wow, that sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Mom and Dad, tell us about them.
Oh, they're great. They've been driving me around to basketball since I was so little. They've put so much money and time into this, and they come to all my games and support me 100%. They're great.
Well, you got your act together. The playoffs are going to be a challenge, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I know you girls are going to work hard. We appreciate your time, Natasha.
Thank you.
Talking Marywood women's basketball here on the John Mendola Show. Gab Giordano just down the road at Holy Cross and now at Marywood. And hey, big congratulations, 1,000 career points. Talk about that feeling for you.
It was a lot of fun, especially to be able to do it at home with my family and friends around, and I owed all of my team and my coaches. I definitely couldn't have done it without them.
And it was a big goal to kind of hit that night, right? Last home game?
Yeah.
Talk about feeling it and things just kind of come together.
It started off a little rough. I wasn't shooting the ball well, but my teammates kind of kept putting me in the right position, and coach was kind of helping me out. So
let's take us through your career of basketball. Watching you in high school, always very athletic. Had that extra move maybe than the other girl. Did it just come natural to you?
Growing up, just kind of playing basketball, me and my brother used to play all the time, and then it kind of jumped on and my cousins started playing, so I kind of owe it, I played with boys when I was younger, so I kind of look at it that way.
Let's talk about your coach in high school now, your coach in college, and the positives you took from high school and the positives you're getting now in college.
A lot of positives from high school. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be where I am today without things we had in high school, but definitely in college I learned so much about the game and just the way I watch it. It's just totally different to me.
little coaching in that blood down the line, maybe, or?
Maybe.
Let's talk about what you're taking at Marywood and what you hope to do in your future endeavors.
I'm an exercise science major, and I hope to get my CSCS and hopefully own my own gym someday.
That sounds pretty neat. You're carrying a good grade point average. You like the school, it's close to home. Talk about your friendships with the group of ladies.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, this year we're a really tight-knit group, and always doing things together and bouncing things off each other. So.
Got a brother, Colin?
Yep.
Tell us about him.
He's 20. We're 11 months apart. He's at a lot of my games. He's at Penn State Worthington for engineering, so he's kind of doing his own thing over there, but we meet every now and then for lunch, so we kind of always find time for each other.
Let's talk about mom and dad and what they do to push you, whether it's the academic end, the athletic end, or once in a while you need $20.
A little bit of all of those. My mom's a little more on the academic end. She's really big about school first and everything. So, and then my dad's obviously after games, could have done this, could have done that. Always critiquing little things, but being supportive at the same time.
And for you, playing in the college level, talk about just that passion that you have and what it's like to experience it. And I mean, there's nothing glamorous about Division III basketball. It's the love of the game, but when it comes down to it, man, it's a lot of fun. You're out there on the court, you're competing, and it's not easy handling the academics and doing the athletics at the same time at a higher level.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. It's for love of the game, and that's honestly what it is. Putting the time in and everything, and being able to balance it all. It's truly for love of the game.
Coach Macciocco is so proud of you with that 1,000 career points. Talk about building off of that, and obviously it could be another game, 2, 3 this year. We don't know yet. But then going into next year, you probably want to finish off pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think about it too much. I wasn't thinking about it too much this year. I mean, it's obviously in the back of your mind, but it wasn't like, oh man, got to go out there, got to do this. So hopefully we have a little bit of momentum going into the postseason with that.
Well, Gab Giordano, always fun to watch you play. I wish you the best going forward, and thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
Erica Bistran joining us from Marywood University and right out of Dunmore, so not too far away from you. Talk about what attracted you to head to Marywood.
Really the program. I'm going into pre-PA, so I really wanted the 5-year master program. So it attracted me to go play basketball when Coach Macciocco came and talked to me, because I really didn't want to play to begin with, but when she said it was doable, and she's always right, so I said, I'll give it a try, so here I am.
Fellow Dunmorian, what's it like to play for her? Demanding, athletic. I mean, she knows all the things it takes. She was a great player, and she does it as a coach as well. So, obviously, a player's coach.
I mean, she's obviously a great coach after coming from Ben O'Brien's program. I mean, he's a great coach too, but she coaches us a lot, like he coached me. So, I mean, it's not a huge adjustment, but it's more of an intense level that I have to play at, and just playing for her is a great feeling.
What is it about your game you've learned about yourself from high school to college? What are little things that, the speed of the game has changed and different things, watching film probably. Talk about some little things developed.
I mean, it's definitely the speed of the game. Even though it's Division III, it's still at a very high intensity level. Even there's quicker players out there. The IQ of the players are actually way higher than you think they would be at Division III.
Let's talk about your family, a couple siblings, so tell us about each.
I actually have a twin brother, Robert. He's just up the road at Penn State Worthington, so he's always around. And I have an older sister, Mariah. She's also at Penn State Worthington, so pretty close family. We're all still home.
And everybody close to home, which is neat. Let's talk about your major, as you said, 3.49, science is one of your favorite subjects. So down the road, what are those big goals of the 5-year program?
Yeah, it's a 5-year master program as long as I get into it. But my goals are just to go into the 5-year master program, finish it out, get a master's in PA, and then hopefully work with pediatric kids and just do my thing.
Let's talk about mom and dad, being there at the games, helping you with the academics, all that fun stuff.
My mom and dad are probably my biggest supporters. They're always there for me. My mom always says that it's always academics first, then school. When I'm always stressed, she said, go to the basketball court and shoot some, and then go back to schoolwork and take it from there. My dad, he just loves to watch me play. It's just how he is.
Growing up this year, this team has go to November. We talked to Coach Macciocco with this, December, January, and here we are in February. What did you see development-wise from your team itself?
I feel like we've grown closer in a way, from coming in as a freshman not really knowing anyone. I mean, I knew Gab because she's from Holy Cross. I knew Natasha because she's from Honesdale, and Katie because she was from Clark Summit. But I mean, it's just we've grown. The freshmen have come together a lot. I think there's 7 of us, yeah. And we've just grown to know each other and be like sisters basically to each other.
Rivals in high school to best of friends or good teammates. You see a different side of people. What have you seen from these girls?
I mean, Gab and I were the biggest rivals in high school. It was Holy Cross against Dunmore. Who was going to win the league, who's going to win the championship, all that stuff. And I have to say we are the best of friends. We push each other like there's no tomorrow. And it's crazy to see that like when you become rivals, you become best friends in the end. But it's a great feeling to have them all by my side.
Well, you keep up the great work. I know your work ethic is pretty darn good. And great to catch up with Erica Bistran here from Marywood University.
Thank you.